Good evening, guys. I am going to do something different today, something I've not ever done, is do something for myself. And I thought you guys might enjoy seeing my, although it's dusty because I've been keeping it in a box, but I've kind of prepped ahead some of the things, kind of locations of where things are going to go. But at Christmas, I was flipping through things and I found a video of this young lady who had this book. And I'm always attracted to books with gold on them and maroon. And I've actually found one that has 24 karat gold. Not this one, but the other one. So, this lady's name, and I want you guys to show her love and go over and subscribe to her channel and be sure and let her know in a comment that I sent you, okay? Now, so it was a Christmas gift, and her name is Lauren C. Pusley. I think that's how it is. It's Pusley is the last name. Pusley. First name Lauren. Super sweet. Go in and give her some love and check out her Etsy shop too. And just let her know that I sent you. All right. So I haven't even shown this book yet, but here's the back. It looks good too. So I thought when I saw her work, that she did a good job. So we're going to start at the front, and you'll get to see it as we go through. I hope you'll hang in there with me and watch the video. Okay, so I've been inking and doing some things, but I don't have that much done, but I do have my library card done, and I added some really cool lace from Ooh La La Crafts that I purchased, and I really like it. So we're just going to add this on. This would be an easy part of it because I had already done this, the decorating of the library card. And this book is really unlike books that I make. It's grungier than I make, but I've enjoyed it, and so maybe I'll try making a grungy book and see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in the center the best I can. Don't turn sideways. Okay. With all this stuff inside my book, it's kind of hard to keep this book open. Now, I want to tell you while I'm thinking about it, the video of me gluing the papers on, we're having trouble with it. So, I did do the video. We're having trouble with it pixelating for some reason, and so my husband's working on it, trying to get it to work. Now, I plan on tomorrow binding the butterfly book and then go from there as far as decorating it. So we're kind of doing a decorating today. The nice thing about the kit that I got from her was very reasonable. And I had not bought or supported anyone before, and I thought she would be a good person to do that with. I was impressed with her book. Okay, and I think maybe it's the inner grunge that wanted to have it. She did this in 4 small signatures. And she did do a, what do you call it? I just went blank. Hidden binding. So, yeah, she did a good job. Okay. I'm trying to straighten this because it's up on the right a little bit, but it may not get any straighter than that. Okay. I'm going to see. We're not going to put anything here right now. I was thinking, because, you know, it has blue and some red and some yellow. And, you know, I've just kind of added some colors. Now, I need to grunge this up. But I'm thinking I'm going to do this as my flip. Because I really like it. This came off of just a sewing fabric. And I bought a bunch of these at a quilt store. And I thought, well, I might as well use one. So I'll do that. But I just wanted to show you where it's going to go. It's going to go on this front page, I believe. All right. So she's put some nature. She's put some old vintage papers in here. But mostly it's tea stained. She stained a doily. She's made a bunch of pockets out of parchment paper, and she's put in text paper. Let's see what else. There you go. I just went blank on her name. I've got it over here. That's crazy. I know, Edith Holden. I'm just slow. Okay, so I thought what we'd do is put what's in the book first. And what I've laid in the book, some of it's finished, some of it's not. And then we'll go back and finish making stuff. And hopefully we'll have time to do that. I hope that doesn't bug you, but I have to have something to hold that down. Now she does the flip tucks. I don't do these much anymore. Well, good grief. But I'm kind of glad that I've got it to use. I'm not going to do any stitching on this project. You know, not anything major. Now, there may be something that shows up that needs to be sewed, but I'm not going to pull my machine out because I have kind of been working on getting this in some kind of order today. I took it straight out of the box because I had not gotten to use it yet. And I haven't decided how I'm going to use this journal. Like I said, it's the first one I've purchased. I've always just used just plain old journals. Okay, so you want to ink the inside and the outside of these type because you want to be able to flip it up and right under here. Okay, so, and you only want to glue around the edges. So I'm going to do that now. You want to leave room for your open side here. Hopefully I didn't put too much. I have that tendency to do that. I'm going to put it just like that. Seems like everything just wants to slide today. Okay, now I'm going to press down here. Make sure this is in like it needs to be. Give it a minute to dry. Now she decorated these side tucks or corner tucks. Okay. Make sure it's not stuck together. I'm going to try to be quick about this so it don't keep you on here. If I don't get it done, I'll bring it back ever so often and we'll work on it. I really want to get it finished so I can use it. All right, there we go. Now, we have this Hermelinda tag that I made for another project. This did not come in the kit. And I was going to add another piece of paper, but I can do that later. Okay, now I do have this top that doesn't have string because we're going to be lifting it. So I just decided on this one to maybe just let it be, you know. I'm trying to see if I have some lace the right size. Yeah, I've got it right here. Hold on. I know where it's at. I just didn't get it out, I guess. I found it. I just want to put a little strip of lace across that. And let's use this one here. Can you guys see okay? For some reason, I pushed that back and I was going to keep it forward. Okay, so I'm going to lay the lace here. I don't want anything, this thing's going to drive me crazy, isn't it? I don't want anything to be overly gaudy or anything. I just want it to be real simple, but grungy. Okay, so just putting a small amount of glue. And I might later go back and put some kind of string or button. I just don't want you guys to have to wait very long to see the book. Okay. So, now we'll let this dry. I don't think I'm going to put it on the back. I think it's going to be a front thing. I've been kind of decorating different things with stamps and tickets, you know, that kind of thing. So this will go right here, which I think is a good fit. I am going to set this out until it dries, and I'll just put it right over there when it's done. Okay, now as you can see here, let me get my book back where you can see it. She has pockets that she sews in. I think she does two sheets of paper back to back, stitches them, and then folds them and puts them in the journal. And we'll do something with the pockets, but that'll probably be one of the last things. I got to come up with something for the pockets. Now, here's an Edith Holden page over here. Now she made these little pockets, and because she made them, I'm putting them in the, I mean, we could even have a pocket back here or a tag back here. So I'm going to leave it where it can have two ways to put pockets. All right. So this Edith Holden paper is a little shorter, so I'm just going to bring it down here since it's writing rather than one of her picture pages. I'm going to put it here. It does kind of look weird with print under it, but that's where I wanted it. I want it to, okay, I felt glue, and a lot of glue. I must have put too much on this side. My hand's sticking to things. You know, when you don't have it in the right angle of the light, it's hard to see. It's over here. Just came out of there like water. You know how I am about glue, and I'm trying not to put too much, so I don't have to, but I wouldn't be able to stand it if it was on my page. Oh, the things that we let bug us, right? The things that bug one person and not another. It's what makes the world go round. Everybody's different. And it would be boring if we all thought alike, right? Good grief. Note to self, don't put that much glue on these. Because it's right there where it could glue the page together. All right, and a tiny bit here. I'm not matching the pages side by side together. I am just, I'm just putting them in different signatures so that every signature has a variety. Sometimes I will match and just use that one, one thing. So I just found this journaling card in my stash, and I thought, well, I'm going to put it in one of these pockets. So it's going to go right here. And there. Now I don't have anything for the back pocket yet, but we'll get to that. I don't know why this has white spots on it in some places. So we'll just grunge it up and get it off of there. How's that? We'll grunge it up a little more. All right, we'll come back to that, and whenever it's all said and done, we can put a tag in there or not put a tag in there. I might want to do it down the road. You just never know. Okay, so this is one of those, it was a cluster that we did with different shapes. I put some sari silk on here and put some stamps. And I just thought I wanted to decorate one of the pages with it. I hadn't used one of these since I haven't really made myself a journal. Now, I am going to put glue where it doesn't flip the bottom up. So I'm going to do glue on this big part here too. This is not something you tuck. It's really just for decorations. Now you could, but you would bend your flags down. You could bend your edges down and stuff like that. Let me get this corner that's already sticking up. Those are too. I've been looking at my book the whole last month like, Paula, when are you going to get your book done? That's making sure I have it upright. I don't even know how to know if it's upright. Wouldn't that be awful? I do have it upright, but I always think, oh, I didn't look, and I didn't. Not this time. So I'm going to butt this up to the top, not at the right at the edge, but just almost. So you want to work your paper down good so it sticks everywhere. Because you're going to be manipulating these pages back and forth, and don't want anything to pop up. Let me make sure there's no glue. I don't think there is. I don't see anything. Nope. Nothing there. I love the way these clusters and flags and so forth look in the on the pages. Ooh, that's coming out of the... I guess I better just take that out, hadn't I? Okay, so looks like this signature she uses kind of a thin thread. I think sometimes it can cut through things if you don't get it in there just right. Okay. I'm just going to go till we see the next thing. Going into the second signature here. Oh, and this is the little side tucks. I'm trying to decide if I want it down below or right in the middle. I think I want it in the middle. I know, I'm weird. But just thought we could do something different. I do have ruffle to put in the book, but I'm going to wait till the end to do that as well, because I don't, you know, want it to just bulk up the book. I'll be able to make a decision on how it needs. Look at this tea staining. Yeah. You want to make sure you get this down, because when your book is kind of, you know, full of stuff like this is, and once you start getting everything into it, you know, it's easy for things to get pulled up. You know, Fabri-Tac is pretty strong, so I'm hoping we won't have that problem. I haven't decided what to tuck in there yet, but we will figure something out as we go along. Okay, so now we're going to go over here. Here's another, this is like parchment paper that she has stained. And here is her stained doily. Let's see. And on this double page here, I want to do this fabric, but you know, I'm wondering if I should do this fabric last tonight. I mean, I'd like to finish it tonight, this part of it at least. I just don't want all that glue sticking that page together, so I'll be ready to see what it does. Okay. Okay, open this up and give it some, see, she even stains her corner tucks on the side that you would journal on, which is nice. In the beginning of me making journals, I didn't really, I didn't ink everything, and so now I'm pretty careful to make sure I do ink everything. Now, I don't always ink the cardstock, but if I don't, usually I ink it. So I just don't want my cardstock to look all, you know, wrinkled, and I mean, I don't want to have to iron it. I think that's silly, you know, and I think it would look it looks better when it's not all crunched up. So that's just my opinion. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. That's the tag that's going to go in there. Got to figure out what twine I want to put on it. Okay. So wanting to glue these two together, let me pull that apart for a minute. Hope you guys are having a good day, a good Monday. One of the things that drives me crazy about the side tucks and the pockets, just everything that you have to put glue around the edges, is just that, you know, you have to get as close as you can to the edge in order to have room in the pocket. And I feel like glue is just going to happen. Okay, I guess that's the only spot that needed to be done, was there on the corner. Okay, so there we go. Now this is, like I said, this is the tag that I'm planning on putting in. She did this tag and she inked it, and looks great. I'm going to lay this in here, but I'm not going to hook it up to the pocket yet. Now we're going to continue on Here's another one of these pockets, and I thought we could put it on this side to be different, you know. And I'm going to also glue it down where it can have a pocket on the top. If I ever want a pocket, it'll be there. I've never made pockets like this. Whoops, I just put it on the top. Whoopsie. So that means we're not going to have a pocket. But that's okay. Chances are I wouldn't use it anyway. So I don't know when, probably this winter sometime I'll make this, the other book that's got the gold on the outside. It's a cool book. Okay. Now, I'm not going to center this. I don't want it over in the spine. So I kind of have a tendency to pull them away from the spine for that reason. I don't think I see any glue. What do you know? It's a miracle. I guess I didn't get any on this corner though. So, I need to put some there. And now I have glue. See, that's all I needed to do was just put some more under there in order to get some glue oozing out. Oh, you guys. I wish I could show you on my phone, but we went to Charlie and Lucy's play last night, The Wizard of Oz. Listen, all of the kids were so talented. I mean, they had an older group than I've never seen any groups older than Lucy's, but they brought in the older kids too, I think. It was a pretty intense play, I mean, as far as knowing your lines. But the girl who played Dorothy was superb. The girl who played Glinda the Good Witch was superb, but the witch was horrible. Yeah, and you think, why didn't they put someone on there that actually knew how to act? But anyway, her hat was flat. I mean, you know, I'm like, straighten your hat out. You're supposed to be a witch. But anyway, we were like on the third or fourth row on the end of the aisle, on the side that Charlie comes out on, which we didn't know when we bought the tickets. But anyway, so all the munchkins come out when it's time for Charlie to come out, and he's nowhere to be seen. I'm like, he is not going to come out after I bought this ticket to come see him. And, you know, he's just... Well, first of all, he had been there the whole week before every evening, and he had been there for all these performances, and so he's, you know, it's a lot for him. You know, he's not got the energy other kids have, and anyway, but, so the first show, he didn't dance at all, Ashley told me. She didn't get to see him dance at all. And then the second night, her and her husband didn't go, you know, they thought, well, you know, we saw Lucy and blah, blah, blah. Well, I know why they didn't go now. Lucy started running a fever. After the first night, she came back home and started running a fever. So they decided that, you know, she couldn't go to the Saturday matinee and Saturday evening show. So we had Sunday matinee tickets, and look at this little clipboard. Isn't that cute? I got to figure out a way. They have some loose clipboards in the package. Like here's one, but it's different. But you put it on top of your paper. I'll have to use that on something else. Okay, so we're going to put this little pocket in here for now. Okay, I might change things around. You know how it is when you decorate a book. Okay, so this is a collage that we did together. The only thing I changed was I put stamps on here and some sari silk. This is one of the things that she made. And I have made some of these, so I'm going to cut these strings because they'll drive me crazy. I like the way it looks though. So I thought, you know, even though the wording is, you know, it's upright here in the right position, this is really the top, this is really the bottom. I was trying to decide, do I want to do a side tuck? But if I didn't, the only other thing I could do is a pocket. I think I'm going to do the side tuck. I liked the way it looks better. Everything's been inked on this one, so we don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to take the tags out of this thing that she made and show them to you. I think I did a video. It's with a green folio, and I've got the folio here, but I'm not putting it in the book. I'm not going to attach it in the book. I'm just going to slip it in the book. And so I made this and the folio in one video. So you should be able to watch that. Okay, so we're going to see what happens. Got two sides with glue. I'm concentrating, guys. Sometimes you run out of things to say, and before you know it, you forget to open your mouth again. So anyway, back to Charlie and Lucy. Lucy did fabulous. I mean, she had her dance steps and everything were right on cue. And Charlie, if he were out there, did good. Let me show you this. See how this comes, it comes out of this top here, and it's got the grommets in it. This one just has a tag reinforcer. And then these two little tags right here. You know what? I think this is the one I made. I'll have to check it later, and I can always come back and exchange it out. I do want the one she made me in here. I just got to find it. Okay, so this will be a side tuck right here. And we'll do that whenever that pocket dries. We'll go back and put everything in. So here, I decided I wanted a side tuck. But this paper I wanted to use that looked like postage stamp and so forth, I only had this size. So I thought, well, I have this trim from Ooh La La Crafts that maybe I can put this on here because it has a rustic look about it. And let it glue to the top of this and then glue to the page to hold it on. I know that sounds so complicated, but I knew I wouldn't have much tuck space if I didn't do it that way. So hopefully, keep your fingers crossed that this is going to work. All right, so line it up with the top and bottom part of your book. I would have been lonely if I'd had to do this without you guys. Now I'm going to put glue along the page to hold the ribbon down, the back side of the ribbon down. And I'm trying not to move the tuck part because glue will go everywhere if I do. Okay, now I'm going to let the ends hang off. I cut this a little long so that it would be the right size. I wasn't sure. Okay, now I got to find the end of the page is a little shorter than some of the other pages. Oh, yep, I'm down on those other pages. Kind of thought that's what was going on. There we go. So when you don't have enough paper and you just have like a little strip or something, you can lay it down and leave the edge of the paper out You put glue on the edge, you put glue on the edge of the tuck spot, and glue some ribbon that's the right width, or the correct width. And yeah, I think I like the way that looks. It really goes with the book. I'm going to let that dry and then we'll trim it. Okay, now over here, I did with the Foxy Crafters. I don't know if I've told you guys about the Foxy Crafters. I may have. It is Tracy Fox's Facebook page, and it's open to whoever. All you have to do is answer a question and go through the administrator, which is Tracy and one or two other people, and they'll accept you, and then you can come on there, and you need to read the rules when you get on there. And yeah, it's fun. Okay, so this is a tag. They do challenges. This is what I was going to... When collaging was coming out and starting to be like a hot item, one of the challenge that she put out was collaging in less than 5 minutes. 3 pieces of paper, collaged in less than 5 minutes. And then we had a part 2 to it. And anyway, that she puts all the numbers in. She numbers all the items on the page. And she draws out of a hat or a pen or whatever. And whatever number is drawn, it wins a digital kit. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's great to be able to get in there and try to win a digital kit too, but I just enjoy the process of seeing what everybody else has done, and so just let Tracy know when you I don't know if you answer a question or if you are able to say anything, but just let her know that, you know, always, of course, when I join any group like that, I tell them thank you for accepting me into the group. And you can let her know that I sent you. And usually that will get you in when somebody knows her really well. I don't think there'll be a problem. I think she lets everybody have a chance. Okay. That almost blends with this paper. I mean, it's like it's the same color and everything. I'm trying to get this glue off my nozzle here. It's kind of grody. Now, she folds the back of her hinges different than I do. It's interesting. I might have to try that. You want to try not to get any glue down here on the pocket portion, because that would just mess up everything, wouldn't it? She also has a I think it's a blog. You need to just go check it out. Tracy has the biggest heart of anybody I know, and she has done some wonderful things for people. So you should just go check it out and see what you're missing if you haven't already been there. I keep thinking it's not sticking down, but it's because she hinges. See how she does her pockets, which I'm going to try this. She folds the hinge so it goes in and then comes back out, but she doesn't do that to the bottom, just the sides. I like that, Laura. If you're watching, I really like that. Anyway, not Laura, Lauren. I had an aunt named Laura, so anything that goes in that direction makes me think of. Okay, now I haven't put anything on here to design it, or I really like this kind of plain because I like the print. Now I decided to use these so that I could have one of my tags in my book to, you know, to remind me that it was a design team project. I made 2 of them. They happen to have stamps on them, and which worked out even better. So I'm going to leave this out until it dries. Yeah, that turned out good. Now, over here, we have another one of these corner tucks. Keep wanting to say side tucks. She put her kit together very nicely, too. She had everything you need to decorate your book. And it would have been plenty. It's just I got to get my fingers in there. There was just other things I knew I wanted in my book. And so I just thought, well, I might as well set them up to be in here. If they can all fit. If they can't, I don't want it to be over bulky. I just won't put everything in. Okay, so this one goes with the keys here in this corner. So let's get that glued on. Okay, I have to stop and think and look back at it to see where it goes. Well, that is a lot of glue. Just came right flowing out of that the tube of glue. Fabri-Tac is weird. Sometimes it comes out in a big thick blob, and sometimes it just comes out. Okay, then we've got this side. All right. So we'll go like this. You can tell that she bakes her papers. Can you guys see? Okay, just want to make sure. She bakes her papers. That glue is just oozing. I got to get another wipey, because that's not going to cut it. The other one. Wipe it off with my finger first. Okay, it looks like I got to get this little bit of glue off, and then on the side there, I'm going to let that dry a minute. I haven't done these corner pockets that flip in a long time. I need to do these again. I kind of get where I do the things I really like, and they're kind of my go-to thing because they either work better or something. All right, almost there. Okay, so that will go there, and I have made this butterfly, tag at some point, and I thought it would fit in there nicely, so I'm going to lay it right here. This paper here is India, and it doesn't have the date on this side, but I'll tell you what it is when we get to the other half. But it has, it's early 1900s. Here's my other collage piece, and so we're going to put this. Oh, I got to ink it real fast. I had a lot of stuff inked, but I just ran out of time. I tried not to have any that you had to sit through, but sometimes you just got to do it. So Charlie didn't come out in the beginning. So the Munchkins are out there. Everybody's out there. The Munchkins have done their dance. And he missed the dance. And so they put the little tots like him. Although the other kids were younger than him, but taller than him. So he looked like he was 4 at the most. Not even 4, I don't think. So when he, out of the blue, he comes walking on stage. It was so cute. Everybody responded to him. They were, "Aw, like, look at him. He's so cute." And I could hear people, even after it was over, people out on the sidewalk talking about him. But it's not like he did anything but come out and look cute. He had on a blue and white check shirt like Dorothy with a red bouquet, with a bow tie, I mean. And this big hat that didn't fit him. But anyway, he came out and he went to his position, which was a big... They had the small kids to the right of the stage, up by the end of, up where the front of the stage is. And they were standing by the wall, waiting for their next thing to do. And so at the finale, they come back, and Munchkins come back and sing at the end of the finale and do a little dance. It wasn't super long. Well, when he first came out, he could see Pawpaw and I sitting out there. And I just looked at him and smiled. And he looked at me and smiled. And he'd wave. And they were just standing there at that time. Anytime he'd do anything, the audience would respond to him. He was so cute. And then the music starts. And I'm like, oh, we're going to get to see him move. Maybe. If he doesn't just stand there. So when the music started, I kind of started... like I was dancing in my chair, back and forth. I just really going from side to side. So he'd know that I was wanting him to dance, and it distracted him enough that he got back into what he was doing. But he'd check every few seconds to see if Grummy was there. So he wasn't really singing, but he was doing the moves. And what was really cute is when they leave, they skip off. The little tots do. Well, he can't skip. I mean, he's not coordinated enough yet. He wasn't taught to skip when he was little, so he's learning. But he was doing a lot better than when I saw him last. There's nothing more precious than watching your grandbaby that you didn't think was going to live out there just being a little boy, and having fun and being able to do what other kids his age are doing. And so, yeah, it was awesome. And I told my daughter, that he'll get better and better once he figures out what he's really expected to do. He's too little. Nobody tells him what to do. I'll just tell you right now. We say he rules the roost, but he really doesn't. But he thinks he does. And so, Mom and Dad don't let him, misbehave. But he has a tendency, just recently, to want to be babied, because, just because. So this is going to go in this pocket, and we're going to just put this right here. Okay. That one's on nicely. Here's another one of those pockets she made. Now this is it's the New York Times. From March the 27th, 1913. Isn't that crazy? That was March the 27th is my husband's birthday. I'll have to show him this. But I thought that was real interesting that she has part of the New York Times in here. Now here is another flag that I want to put up here. I love the way they decorate the page. This won't be hard. We'll just stick the glue down here and try not to get too close to the edges. Now this one has a cluster on it at the top. These are fun to make too. I don't know if you've made any yet. I did that video and I don't know. I didn't hear back if anybody made it, but it's fun. Because they all look different when you're done. And I think they add a little something to your page. Okay, here we go. Please don't leak out so we can move on to the next page. Didn't waste much time, did it? We have about 10 more minutes. We're almost through the book. So we're getting quite a bit done. I'm going to do a part 2, which will be, I'll do it right after this video, and it probably won't go up the same day because it takes so long to upload, but it'll go up the day after. Or if my husband gets the other one done, it'll go up first. And then this one will go up the day after. So I did this cluster and I zigzagged the stamps on it. Way back when. Way back when we were doing that. Oh, I like the way that looks. What do you think? Okay. Now, you guys are going to go, why are you putting that on there? Well, I like this little ugly bird. And I've been saving him. I don't know what he is. But I decoupaged him on and splattered some black. And it was a napkin. And then, you know, really inked it dark. And it's not one of those that would, I'm going to get a big clip for this. It's not one that would ordinarily be one that other people would like, but I thought he looked like the lonely little left out duck. But he's a bird. Okay, we're in the last signature. Let's see what we can do here. Now this one I'm going to put down here in this corner as a tuck. I'm actually going to do the side a little bit. And I don't have anything to put in these side tucks yet. Or these little tags, half tags. Okay. I will probably go back and doodle on some things. You know how I am with my doodling. So, I'm going to hold this down. It's wanting to pop up. There we go. We'll let it dry, and then we'll find something to live there. Now, this is the pockets where you take the bigger pocket bags, little glassine bags, and then you fold them certain ways. I did a video on this, so you guys watch me actually make this one. But I'm going to, it's not my favorite of the ones I did, so I'm going to keep it so as to not torture anybody else. But I kind of wanted one in my book too. And so it's going to go right here. Now, I'm going to leave this part open in the back, so I'll have to add a tag to it. It's already been inked, so I don't have to worry with that. So I'm just going to put ink inside this sewn part here. And on this side as well. Maybe it'll stay where it's supposed to be. Okay, now at the bottom, I'm just going to run it across. Yeah. That looks like a lot right there. I don't trust it. Okay. Now, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take this out for now. Okay. This has fireflies on it. See, I'm just using a little bit of this and a little bit of that. This should glue down pretty easy, being it's a glassine bag. They're not very hard to glue down. So if you want to know how I made this, go back in my videos and you'll see it. It's also, there's one that we made that was the green check, green and khaki check, I believe. And there's a couple other ones on the video, I think. I didn't end up liking the one that was real girly. Okay. All right. No more glue. We're good on the glue. That went down easy. I'm going to go ahead and put this in because it's not going to be... This needs to be decorated, so I'm just going to lay it right there. I want to get all the pockets in so that, you know, that can all dry. I love this page. Has my initial at the top, my last name. Okay, now this is going to be a pocket page also. So I'll glue it after we're done gluing all these other things in. Her papers are just cool. Good grief. I guess I didn't realize I had so many of these. This makes 4, so I guess I did and I just didn't know. I'll use them. Okay. And she made the coffee blotched tag. That's right here. I think those are cool. And I actually wanted some in pink and blue, and I did them, and it's not the same effect, just so you know. Takes a little bit more to make them exciting. Okay. Let's get this glued down. All right. This piece of paper has some kind of map and so forth in it. Okay. So then we meet the kids outside the stage door. And a lady comes out carrying Charlie, you know, because he can't be let go. And she comes walking out carrying him. He was wondering why his daddy hadn't come in and got him, because they didn't tell the parents to do that. But anyway, when he comes out and he sees Grammy, the lady said all he's asked for during the movie or during the play was to see his Grammy. And he started crying, and it broke my heart. He started crying because, I think because he was tired, that he wanted to go with me. And I wanted to say yes, but he has school, you know, on Mondays. He does go to kindergarten. And I couldn't say yes. His parents would strangle me. But I said, baby, Grammy has to get an injection tomorrow, and she has to see her doctor. He didn't care. He cried. He had little snot running down his face and tears that were as big as a crocodile. He was just so sad that Grammy wouldn't let him come with him. He cried and cried and cried. I even brought them both a toy that lights up, something like you'd see at the circus. And it didn't faze him. Okay, so, oh, we don't have thickness. See, look at that. How perfect is that? That is perfect. Now, I do want to use, she made this for my part of my kit too. And, oh, I forgot to show you what's inside here. It has some more of the, oh, she's put a little cow picture in here. some more, but they're with doilies. Here's a splatter one. So I'll use these in some of the other pockets. I'll ink them and come up with some kind of topper, and I'll be back to do part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in part 2. If I don't see you in part 2 in the next video, it'll be the one after next. All right, guys. Hope you had fun. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Good night.